What if Goku had stayed dead after the Saiyan saga? Without his return, how would the Z fighters cope with the ever-increasing threats from enemies like the androids, Frieza's army, and even the mighty Cell? Let's explore a timeline where Goku's absence from Earth changes everything. After Goku's sacrifice in the fight against Raditz and Vegeta, the Earth is left without its strongest protector. The Z fighters, including Piccolo, Gohan, and Krillin, are left to face the looming threats alone. Without Goku's presence, the fighters must rise to the occasion, pushing their limits and becoming stronger just to protect the planet from external forces. Without Goku's return, the androids are never truly stopped. Dr. Gero's creations wreak havoc on Earth, and the Z fighters struggle to hold their ground. Piccolo, who once trained Goku, now takes the lead, but the android's overwhelming power continues to destroy the planet. Gohan, despite his potential, struggles to control his strength without his father's guidance. Without Goku's legendary strength, the Z fighters are unprepared for Frieza's return. The tyrant, having survived in the universe, comes back stronger than ever, seeking revenge on those who caused his downfall. Piccolo, Gohan, and the others must face Frieza in an epic battle, but the odds are against them. With Goku still dead, their chances of victory are slim. Cell, having been created by Dr. Gero, becomes an even greater threat without Goku's intervention. His power grows unchecked as he absorbs androids 17 and 18. The Z fighters are left to confront him, but without Goku's strategic mind and strength, they struggle to put up a fight. The future seems bleak, and Earth is on the brink of annihilation. As Cell's power reaches its peak, Gohan and Piccolo make a desperate stand. Gohan, having unlocked his potential, is the last hope for Earth. In a final battle, Gohan channels all of his power, but it's a fight that seems unwinnable without Goku's guiding presence. As Cell's reign of terror continues, Earth's fate hangs by a thread, and the Z fighters wonder if they can ever truly stop him. What if Vegeta had become the Super Saiyan before Goku? How would the Dragon Ball Z universe change if the proud Saiyan Prince unlocked his legendary transformation first? Let's explore the consequences of this alternate timeline, where Vegeta takes center stage in the battle against the mighty Frieza and beyond. Vegeta, already a powerful and proud warrior, is the first to unlock the Super Saiyan form during his battle with Frieza on Namek. Fueled by his hatred for the tyrant, Vegeta's power surges to new heights, and he effortlessly overwhelms Frieza's forces. His newfound strength puts him in the spotlight, and his pride fuels his desire to be the strongest fighter in the universe. With Vegeta becoming the first Super Saiyan, Frieza realizes the true threat that the Saiyan Prince poses. The tyrant fights desperately to hold his ground, but Vegeta's power overwhelms him. The battle reaches a breaking point, and without Goku's intervention, Vegeta defeats Frieza in his base form, much to Frieza's shock. The tyrant's reign ends, and Namek is spared from destruction. With Frieza defeated, Vegeta's reputation as the most powerful warrior in the universe skyrockets. He returns to Earth as a hero, but his pride leads to tensions with the Z fighters. Vegeta, still stubborn and ambitious, has little regard for Earth's safety, focusing only on his own power. The Z fighters, including Piccolo and Gohan, must now work with Vegeta to face future threats like the androids and Cell. As the androids are released, Vegeta is forced to team up with the Z fighters to stop them. However, his arrogance leads to disastrous consequences, as he underestimates the power of androids 17 and 18. The androids wreak havoc on Earth, and Vegeta must come to terms with the fact that he can't fight alone. When Cell emerges as the ultimate threat, Vegeta realizes the importance of working with the Z fighters. Cell, having absorbed the androids, becomes more powerful than ever. Vegeta, having learned the value of teamwork, leads the Z fighters in a final assault. With Gohan unlocking his potential, the battle against Cell reaches its climax. However, Vegeta's leadership and newfound humility play a crucial role in orchestrating the final strike, ensuring Earth's survival. What if Goku had trained with Master Roshi even before the events of the Saiyan saga? What if he started his training under the guidance of the legendary Turtle Hermit, honing his skills from an even earlier age? Let's delve into this alternate timeline, where Goku's early training with Master Roshi could have changed the course of history in the Dragon Ball universe. From a young age, Goku's incredible potential was already apparent. But in this alternate timeline, Goku begins his formal training with Master Roshi much earlier, learning not only the basics of martial arts, but also the deeper principles of discipline and power control. With Master Roshi's guidance, Goku becomes more disciplined and focused, mastering the Kamehameha and other techniques long before his first tournament. With Goku's increased strength and discipline, he faces opponents like Pilaf and the Red Ribbon Army with ease, defeating them much faster than in the original timeline. His early training helps him learn to control his power, making him a more strategic fighter. Even the deadly General Blue and the androids he faces later in the series would be no match for Goku's improved abilities. By the time Goku enters the World Martial Arts Tournament, his skills are far beyond what they were in the original timeline. With Master Roshi's guidance, Goku wins the tournament with ease, dominating every match with his superior strength and techniques. His victory inspires others, including Krillin, who now trains more seriously under Roshi's tutelage. As the Saiyan saga arrives, Goku's power level has been elevated significantly. Having already mastered basic martial arts and techniques under Master Roshi, Goku faces Vegeta and Nappa with far more control over his power. His earlier experience and training allow him to strategize better, and when facing Frieza on Namek, Goku is more than prepared to defeat him much earlier, even without the need to tap into the Super Saiyan form. With his earlier training, Goku's path diverges drastically from the original timeline. He avoids some of the major battles and obstacles that would have tested him, but his journey takes on a different tone. Goku's transformation into a hero is accelerated, and he becomes a beacon of hope for Earth even earlier, inspiring others to fight for justice. His growth as a fighter and a person ensures that Earth's defenders are better prepared for the challenges ahead. What if Goku had never hit his head as a baby? Would he still be the cheerful, innocent warrior we know, or would his personality and destiny have been altered forever? In this alternate timeline, let's explore how Goku's life might have unfolded if that fateful injury had never occurred. In the original timeline, Goku's head injury caused him to lose all memories of his Saiyan heritage and led to his kind, carefree nature. Without the injury, Goku retains the memories of his true origins as a Saiyan warrior. From a young age, he would know of his incredible strength and the potential dangers of his power. Would this knowledge make him more ruthless or more responsible? How would it affect his early years on Earth? Without the bump on his head, Goku grows up with a more serious and strategic mindset. He is aware of his power and begins training more intensively from a young age. Rather than the carefree adventurer, Goku is more like a disciplined warrior, prepared for the challenges he knows are coming. His encounters with people like Master Roshi, Bulma, and Krillin are still important, but he takes everything more seriously, perhaps even becoming more of a loner. As Goku grows older, he becomes a formidable fighter much sooner than in the original timeline. His early knowledge of his Saiyan abilities and the potential for destruction gives him the drive to master his power before facing opponents like the Red Ribbon Army. His training is relentless, and he defeats enemies faster, including defeating a stronger Pilaf, Emperor Pilaf's minions, and others who might have posed a significant threat. Once the Saiyan saga arrives, Goku's earlier knowledge of his Saiyan heritage makes him a much stronger opponent. He doesn't need to struggle with his identity or power. He embraces it fully. When he faces Vegeta, he's not the unsure, new Saiyan that we know from the original timeline. Instead, he's a seasoned fighter who can take on Vegeta head-on, perhaps even beating him without the need for the Spirit Bomb. As Goku's path diverges from the original timeline, Earth's future changes as well. With his earlier training and awareness of his Saiyan nature, Goku may have been the Earth's protector much sooner. His growth as a fighter allows him to deal with threats such as Frieza's army, Sela, and majinbuu earlier, perhaps preventing some of the most devastating battles Earth would have faced. His early victories changed the course of history, leading to a more peaceful Earth. What if Goku wasn't the only Saiyan sent to Earth? What if he had a sibling, a brother or sister, who survived the destruction of planet Vegeta and arrived alongside him? In this alternate timeline, we explore how the presence of Goku's sibling changes the Dragon Ball story forever. A Saiyan pod crashes next to Goku's, Not just one child, but two. The sibling, named Taro, male, or Sela, female, is also sent from planet Vegeta. Unlike Goku, they retain more of their Saiyan instincts. They grow up together on Earth, trained by Grandpa Gohan, but Taro/Sela is more aggressive, questioning why they are even on this planet. While Goku is cheerful and open-hearted, Taro or Sela is suspicious, constantly seeking strength and dominance. Their Saiyan pride burns strong, and as they grow older, conflict arises. Taro/Sela challenges Goku constantly, wanting to see who is the stronger Saiyan, but also begins to question their mission. Were they meant to conquer Earth or protect it? When Raditz comes to Earth, he's shocked to find not only Kakarot, but another Saiyan sibling. Raditz attempts to recruit both, claiming their destiny is to conquer. While Goku refuses, Taro/Sela is tempted. The sibling faces a moral dilemma: join Raditz, embrace their Saiyan blood, or side with Goku and protect Earth. After a fierce inner struggle, Taro/Sela sides with Goku in the final battle against Raditz. Fighting together as siblings, they manage to overpower him without Goku sacrificing himself. This moment cements their bond and shifts the Saiyan sibling from prideful warrior to protector of Earth. With a Saiyan sibling by his side, Goku's path changes. The new warrior joins the Z fighters, becoming a fierce and loyal protector. Vegeta, Frieza, and even Cell must now face two Saiyans with Earth in their hearts. The sibling rivalry turns into a powerful bond that reshapes the destiny of the Dragon Ball universe. What if future Trunks didn't return to his timeline after the Cell games? What if he stayed in the past, training alongside Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta? This single change creates a new future not just for Earth, but for the entire multiverse. After defeating Cell, Trunks realizes that the past holds more opportunities to grow stronger and protect those he couldn't save in his timeline. With Bulma's blessing, he stays. Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan accept him as a comrade, and he joins the Z fighters permanently. Vegeta takes this opportunity seriously, pushing Trunks harder than ever. The father-son relationship deepens as they train in the gravity chamber and the hyperbolic time chamber. Trunks surpasses his previous limits, unlocking Super Saiyan 2 even earlier. Trunks becomes a brotherly figure to Gohan. During the Buu saga, their teamwork changes everything. Trunks helps prevent Vegeta's fall into darkness and fights beside Gohan against Dabura and Babidi. Buu is awakened, but this time, Earth's warriors are far more prepared. When Beerus arrives, Trunks' power and knowledge from the future give the Z fighters an edge. He joins the Super Saiyan God ritual and eventually learns God-level ki. Trunks becomes one of the first mortals to unlock Super Saiyan Blue alongside Goku and Vegeta. Trunks' presence leads to the early formation of the multiverse alliances. He warns of Goku Black years before it happens, allowing Whis and Beerus to intervene early. The Time Patrol is never formed, but Trunks becomes a multiverse protector, traveling across timelines to prevent catastrophe. What if Goku, not an ancient Saiyan, was the first Super Saiyan God? What if the legend began with him, long before the arrival of Beerus? This single twist redefines the legacy of power in the Dragon Ball universe. The sudden divine surge triggers a cosmic ripple. Beerus awakens, sensing a godly power in the mortal realm. Intrigued, he skips searching for the legendary god and immediately heads for Earth, not to destroy, but to challenge Goku. Goku and Beerus clash earlier than in the original timeline, and this time, Goku holds his own. Their battle shakes the universe, and Whis sees Goku's potential as a divine fighter. Beerus spares Earth not because of food, but because of Goku's spirit. Recognized as the first mortal god, Goku becomes a symbol across the multiverse. Other universes take interest in Universe 7. Goku trains under Whis earlier and reaches Super Saiyan Blue long before the Tournament of Power. Goku's godhood inspires a movement among the Saiyans. Vegeta seeks his own divine path, while Universe Six Kaba and Caulifla see Goku as the ancestor god. In this timeline, Goku isn't just a hero, he is the origin of divine evolution among mortals. What if the tide of battle shifted, and it was Goku, not Gohan, who fell into Majin Buu's trap? What if the strongest warrior became the greatest threat? This change would tip the balance of the universe. In an act of desperation to protect Gohan and the others, Goku lets himself be absorbed by Super Buu. But instead of defeating Buu from within, his incredible power is fused into the monster's core. Buu transforms. His form becomes leaner, his aura becomes divine. With Goku's power, technique, and battle instinct now part of him, Buu becomes a godlike destroyer, cold, calculated, and unstoppable. Vegeta watches in horror as his rival's strength is used for destruction. With no other choice, he fuses with Gohan to create the powerful warrior Gogeta, the only hope to stand against Buu Goku. The final battle tears apart dimensions. Gogeta, with the wisdom of Gohan and fury of Vegeta, must outthink a foe who possesses Goku's combat genius. It's not strength, but strategy that decides fate. In the climax, Goku's soul fights back from within Buu. His spirit reaches out to Gohan and Vegeta, weakening Buu's grip. In a final surge, Gogeta strikes, and Goku breaks free, ending the nightmare. What if future Trunks never returned to his timeline? What if he stayed in the past, creating a new life and a new destiny? The Dragon Ball world would never be the same again. Trunks tries to adapt to a timeline where everything is vibrant and full of life. He trains with Goku, bonds with Goten, and slowly becomes part of the world that once was a distant dream. However, his decision causes ripples across the multiverse. Beerus and Whis take notice. The presence of two Trunks, one from the past and one from the future, distorts time's fabric. The Time Patrol intervenes, and a new threat emerges, a rogue Kai who believes Trunks' existence will unravel reality. The battle moves beyond space, into the realm of time itself. To restore balance, Trunks is offered a choice: erase himself or become a time guardian. He chooses the latter. With new powers, he accepts his role not just as a warrior, but as a protector of time. What if Piccolo had fused with both Kami and Nail before the Saiyans ever arrived? What kind of warrior would he have become, and how would it change the fate of Earth? Sensing the overwhelming threat of the incoming Saiyans, Piccolo seeks out both Kami and Nail. Driven not by ego, but by a desire to protect Earth, he agrees to unify their powers, long before the original timeline. The fusion gives birth to a warrior far beyond expectations. Piccolo's power now rivals the Ginyu Force, and even frightens King Kai. He is faster, smarter, and possesses divine insight. When Nappa and Vegeta arrive, Piccolo confronts them directly. He defeats Nappa in seconds and pushes Vegeta into using his great ape form. But even as an Oozaru, Vegeta is no match. Goku arrives only to see the battle already decided. Yet instead of feeling useless, he's inspired. He and Piccolo begin training together, creating a team Earth has never seen before. Because of Piccolo's power, Frieza never learns of Earth's Dragon Balls in time. The Z fighters grow stronger without Namek's destruction. Piccolo becomes Earth's guardian in both spirit and strength.